Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up.
All right, good night, everybody. Good night.
I'm on the way up. Been a long time coming, but I'm on the way up.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Long time coming,
Good night,
but I'm on
sir.
the way up.
Good night, sir.
I'm on the way up.
Good night. I seen some new names. Am I seeing new names? Zendaya?
Been a long time.
Sorry, Zende say good night, sir.
Near new?
Long time coming.
Sure, I'll message you about the class. I was supposed to be in it
Oh,
for. Yes, sir.
okay. Trisania?
Good night.
You're new?
Yes, sir.
First time, second, third?
First time.
All right. Good night to you. I know that the Zoom user might be somebody else who are just letting the class earlier this evening, so could be her. All right, everybody else looks familiar. Okay. All right. Good night, guys. We're missing the last week. I swear, I tried so much. Like I came here last week Thursday, and when we come here, light was gone. Like I'm literally driving at the trunk of a car just to come here and come teach you guys. It's crazy. But you know, it no work out. So we are behind. We are behind by a week. We are behind by 2 topics. All right, but not because we're behind. You know, we can find a way to make it up back some way somehow. I was thinking about teaching an extra half an hour each class. So that means we'll have to teach half an hour for the next 6 class and make up back. But I'm not sure if that's going to be necessary. If we're behind, we have to just play catch up. Or maybe try to teach a little bit more concise. So I don't know. But all right. That's where we're at. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were supposed to start the discussion of the SBA from last week. We were supposed to give you the layout. I think I sent it in the group. I'm assuming that you guys would have seen it. So you guys would have seen the outline for the SBA that is in the group. So I'm going to kind of briefly run through the mark scheme for the SBA, what you're being marked for. I'm going to show you the document that came off the CXC website. Right, I'm going to show you. And I can't waste no time. I can't give you another week to choose your topic because I'm assuming that everybody here would have at some point chosen a topic or have some topic in mind. So we'll have to jump into the introduction and give you just a basic idea of what an introduction is supposed to be like. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to pull up the screen now and all right, so where am I? All right, so on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, on the screen is usually we're not showing this. Usually I don't show students this, right? But this is the mark sheet for the SB. This will give you guys a bit more understanding in terms of what are we marking you for. We're not going to go in depth. We're just going to touch base on it. You can see that the project title is at number 1, followed by the introduction, then followed by the method of data collection. Then you have the presentation of data. Then you have presentation of data, analysis of data, discussion of findings, conclusion, and you have your overall presentation with the mark scheme at the side. All right, so this is just basically what it's like. So I basically summarized this and sent it in a text in the group. Now, the project title, as you can see at the top, it says, this is a clear and concise, and it must relate to a real-world problem, which means that the topics that I sent in the group are topics that, most of them, I got them off the internet. And the ones that are written in text, I'm the one that came up with those ones, and the one that was sent in the picture came off the internet. So I know that the screen is gone, I'm sorry. All right, so assuming that you guys would have picked a topic, it is now time for us to really get into what is the introduction and how you would actually construct an introduction. There's just a few things that needs to be in the introduction, which means that Your objectives must be clearly stated and it must relate to the title that you've chosen. And you must have a comprehensive description of the project. If you have a comprehensive description of the project, you will get 2 marks. If it has in all of what I've instructed you to have in there. If you don't have in all of what I need to have in there, then you're only going to get 1 mark. And then, of course, you have to have your content page. That is what comprises of the introduction. All right, so let me get onto a sheet, a blank sheet. Okay, let me just scroll across. So here's an example. I don't really like this example. It's just the one that came from the CXC website. This is just when CXC just started issuing out SBA. So please don't really pay too much attention to it, right? I'm just using it as a guide. So this particular SBA, the project title is The Student Wants to Design a Basketball Hoop. And the question is, why should they use a circle? If you look at the introduction, and that's the introduction alone that I'm focusing on, it says the purpose of this project was to determine the most suitable shape for a basketball hoop. The number of goals scored using a traditional hoop was compared to the number of goals scored into a square hoop, a rectangular hoop, and a hexagonal hoop. This is the topic that you guys could actually do. So if anybody is here and is interested in really taking on a topic like this, that's what you should do. All right. You notice how the introduction is very short. I don't think that's what they really want, because that is not a comprehensive description of the project. I mean, I don't know about basketball. I don't know how much players is on the team. I don't know how big the court is. I don't know nothing about the sport. So I don't feel like that is a very comprehensive description. But personally, whenever I am teaching students, right? Whenever I'm teaching students to do the SBA, the first thing that I always tell them to do is, okay, let us start off with the introduction here. So what exactly is the introduction? The best way I can explain this in my own way, because I really don't know how to teach somebody how to do a research. But if I am doing a research and I'm asked to write an introduction, let's look at an introduction from the perspective of you introducing yourself. When I came to class the first time you guys met me, right? My first introduction statement was, my name is Akin Peart. I'm 31 years of age. I attend NCU, or I attended NCU. I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics. And and I'll be your math teacher for the year 2024-2025, which means me and you all and I are going to travel all the way till next year to the exam. That is a very brief description of who I am as a person. So when we ask you for an introduction, and for some reason everybody seems to compare other SBs with math SB. Math SB is not a social studies SB. So you're not going to write in the introduction, I thank God for the strength that he has given me. I thank God for my mother and my father who had helped me with it. That's not the introduction, ladies and gentlemen. And we don't need an acknowledgement either. An introduction is just going to get straight to the point. What is the SBA about? What is your topic about? Now, I'm just going to pick some random topics off the top of my head, and just on the spot right now, I'm just going to make up some stuff in my head. So let's say that somebody is in this class and they wish to do the topic hire purchase. All right, it's a very familiar topic. Hire purchase is a topic. So let's say somebody wanted to do hire purchase. The first thing that I would expect the student to do is to give me a definition of what hire purchase is. So usually we tell students that when you're starting your introduction, you can start your introduction with the definition of a term or terms, or you can attack the introduction from the perspective of using history. Maybe you can give me a little brief insight into what the topic is about, where the topic is stemming from. So you can use definitions, you can give me a brief history, You can use examples as a form of compiling or creating the body of the SBA. So let's say that I'm doing the topic of hire purchase then. I would kickstart my SBA by saying that, okay, hire purchase, and this is an example, ladies and gentlemen. I would start by using Google to define what is hire purchase. Hire purchase is a means of acquiring goods and services, goods or services, by making a certain percentage of down payment, followed by monthly installments of a certain amount over a duration or a period of time. Then you once you've given definition, then the examiner, the reader, which is me, the person who is reading your SBA, would say, oh, okay, then that's what hire purchase is about. So then from there, to really give my SBA, so because I can't just give the introduction with a definition. I want to head into the part where I start telling them why would people take out things on hire purchase. So hire purchase is a means of acquiring goods and service whenever it is that the total cash or the total amount, the customer does not have the total amount, right? So you have many different types of people who take out hire purchase. You have many different reasons why people take out hire purchase. It's not because they don't have the full cash. Sometimes they have the full cash, but they just decide they want to take it out and pay down on it little. So I would start by giving a definition. Usually that's how I encourage you to start. And then you can perhaps state your own personal idea of what you think about hire purchase. So you can say that, oh, hire purchase is a good thing because, or hire purchase is a bad thing because, or hire purchase is dependent upon the customer's financial status. You see, once you're able to put together something that is about, I'm going to guesstimate, maybe about 4 to 7 lines, not even 7 is a lot, that's a lot of writing, but I'm thinking 4 to 7 lines is going to be enough for you guys to say, okay, that's a nice little description. We don't want a paragraph. We don't want an epistle. We don't want you to tell us where hire purchase come from, who invented it, why it named. We don't need to know all of that. We just need to know what is hire purchase and what is your personal opinion on what hire purchase is about. Are we following that so far?
Yes, sir.
Every topic is different. So some topics that you may have to dive into a little bit of history. Let's look at an example like the topic typing versus writing. It's a very cliche topic. It's a topic that is overused. I don't think Csec likes when people use it, but them can't really stop no guys, because if that you want to do, and that you want to do, right? So typing versus writing, or maybe you're comparing the speed of typing versus the speed of writing. I would therefore dive into explaining to persons what exactly is writing and where it come from. Just a brief little history, no more than 1, 2, or 3 lines. So I would say that writing, in my opinion, I think writing is a more archaic and old-fashioned method of communication where you use an instrument such as a pen or a pencil and you write on paper, where you can communicate with persons near and far. All right? Or you can just simply Google what is writing and reword it in your own way. Then from defining what is writing, you then dive into defining what is typing. So typing is a more modern form of communication where electronic devices such as a computer or a tablet or a phone is used to send text messages or emails or memorandums or communication within businesses or communication between families and friends near and far, right? Once you've given the reader, the examiner, an idea of what writing is and what typing is, then they can look at why is writing necessary? What is it that we do these days that writing is mandatory? We know we cannot write an application letter using hand anymore. That's not acceptable. There was a time when computer wasn't like a big thing. I'm not sure if you guys are old enough to really like be at that stage. We remember that, oh, I had to write my pen pal, but I had to write with my hand and send it in the post office. I'm not sure if you guys are old enough. I'm not old, but I'm thinking that you guys are old enough to know that. Nowadays, we don't do that anymore. We write an instant email. So everybody has an email address. So you say that writing used to be a form of communication where letters used to be written to families and friends overseas, just something like that, something of that nature. And then you look at typing now is what we basically use to write application letters, write resumes. Somebody's mic is unmuted, guys.
So somebody is asking to be.
Oh, somebody wants to come into the class. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so then writing would be, typing would be a form of communication where such as emails, text messages, well, emails through the computer or the tablet, text messages through the phone is used to communicate with individuals that are near or far or something like that. If you get the idea, okay? All right, one more topic I'm just picking out of random. Let's say we're talking about simple interest compared to compound interest. That's a very interesting topic. All right. Then, of course, again, you'd start off by explaining to the reader what is simple interest and what formula you know, what formula you're familiar with that is used mathematically to calculate interest. You can talk about what businesses are. What is it that simple interest is applied to? What is simple interest? Is it a case where you get interest or you can be charged interest? Then you look at what is compound interest. And then you look at examples of where compound interest is applied. So all of these things you have to just kind of formulate and get your information and create a nice little 4 to 7 line body of information, right? And then that should complete your brief description of your topic. Now, if somebody is talking about something sporty, something like a sporting event, maybe you're looking at a topic where what's the name of the topic again? I think it said something about running a 50-meter curve versus running a 50-meter straight. You just give me a brief little description about track and field, you know? What are the different events in track and field? Or what are the different track events that exist? You have 400 meter, you have 200 meter, you have 100 meter. You know, just give me something. So I can't really say, I have to send you like samples in the group, which I will do. And then you kind of just, you know, put together one nice body of information. When I send you the sample, ladies and gentlemen, when I send you the sample, then you can look at the sample and this is illegal. And I'm recording the class and say this is illegal. It's not really legal, but it's something that is unethical. Plagiarism. So plagiarism is where you copy somebody's work and make it your own. I think that's the wrong word, really. It's not plagiarize, but I think the concept is looking at an example of somebody's work and then kind of mimicking how the person structured their work and mimic it with relationship to your topic. So I'm going to send you a couple samples of introductions that were written by past students in the group, and then they use that as a guide. As it relates to how you guys are going to submit it for me to mark, right? I would prefer if it was physical, but then again, if you guys want to email it, what you guys can do is that you can take a picture of the introduction when you have constructed it, and then I'll try to give you a review as soon as I possibly can, based on what I think needs to be added or removed. Is it clear, everybody?
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, that's the best that I could do for you. Now, in terms of, so once we have created a body, once you've created something like a body, then with the introduction now, you can't forget to leave out what is your objectives. Nobody does a research paper without having an idea of what exactly what is the exact reason why you're doing the project? Why are you doing this project? Right. So let's go back to the example of me introducing myself to you. When I told you that my name was Akin and I attended NCU. I'm 31 years of age. I have a bachelor's degree in mathematics. My objective of teaching you is to what? 1, attend all my classes. 2, I'm supposed to attend all my classes. 2, be at class on time. And 3, to help you to pass your exam. That's why I'm in the class. So an objective, just using that illustration, guys, the objective of me being here is to help you to pass the exam. So what is your objective of doing that topic? What are you trying to find out? You can't just be looking at simple interest and compound interest and a broad retrospect. You have to specifically look at 1, what are the disadvantages and advantages of being charged simple interest or being given simple interest, compared to what are the advantages and disadvantages of being charged compound interest versus simple interest. Let's skip to the topic of hire purchase. I'm using the easy topics. Another example of an objective of hire purchase is, what are the advantages of taking out an item on hire purchase? What are the disadvantages of taking out an item on hire purchase? Right? So advantage, or you could say benefits. Disadvantages are the downside to taking out things on hire purchase. So you can come up with various specific targets. It's like, these are the things that I am focusing on. I'm not looking at a broad concept of hire purchase. I'm not doing a whole epistle or a whole novel on hire purchase. I just want to target these specific objectives. All right. Look at typing versus writing. Once again, it's a very cliche topic. Say then for typing versus writing, right? Maybe you want to look at how fast does an individual between the ages of 16 and 20, how fast does an individual between the age of 16 and 20 type and write a 200-word essay compared to an individual that is in the age range of 20 to 25? That could be a perfect objective. You're comparing 2 different age groups. Or it doesn't have to be age group. It can be a case where maybe you just have 10 friends and you want to test how fast they can type compared to how fast they can write. And you give them a certain amount of words. You can either time them to write the amount of words, or you can allow them to write the amount of words in the time frame that they are possible, that they are able to do it within a possible time frame. All right. So it just really, the introduction, it sounds like a lot because I'm talking a lot, but it's 1, a 4 to 5 line explaining what the topic is about. And then 2, you list a minimum of 1 objective. And I don't think I needed to have more than 3 objectives. The more objectives you have is the bigger your SB is going to be. It's the more data you're going to have to get. So keep your objectives to the point and straightforward. If you're looking at advantages and disadvantages, keep it at that. Don't try to go in too deep. Okay? Is it clear, ladies and gentlemen?
Sir, excuse me. Is the introduction and the objective should be on the same page?
Yes, the objective is under the introduction.
Okay, thanks.
If you look at the screen here, so right, this is an example from the CXC, right? They don't have any objective. Well, they do. The objective is they want to look at the number of goals scored in a traditional hoop compared to the number of goals scored if the hoop is square. That's one objective. 2, if the hoop is rectangular, that's the second objective. 3, if the hoop is hexagonal, meaning that it has, well, hex means 6. If it has 6 sides, hexagonal, yeah, I think hexagonal means 6 sides. Right. So those are 3 objectives, but then put it in a straight line. All right. That's why I say I don't really like this particular SBA. It was just really something that Csec come up with when they just introduced the whole concept of SBA. And look at what they did here. Them draw an example of what the hoop is going to look like. So the regular hoop is circular. So they're looking at what if the hoop was square? What if the hoop was rectangular? What if the hoop had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides? And if you notice right below, they took the area of the hoop. So they measured the area of a regular basketball hoop. And then they created a hoop that is square, a hoop that is rectangular, and a hoop that is hexagonal with relatively the same area as well. And that's how they're going to construct the SB. So this is a nice little guide, in my opinion, if you'd like to do something like this. Okay? But we don't want to talk too much about it. If you guys can compile something, I just need to see what you guys come up with. So put together something, send it to me through WhatsApp or through email. Let me know when you've sent it, right? And then I'll give you any auto correction that you might need. I'm going to give you guys a whole entire week to put that together and send it to me so you guys can get a review. All right? I'll be sure to give you a prompt response. Okay? Is it clear, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you still need a little bit more, like maybe you want me to rewrite. Well, okay, obviously the class is being recorded. So I'm going to chop out this section of the video and I'm going to post it separately. And I'm going to post it separately where you guys can rewatch all of this that I just said in that little 15, 20-minute section there. Okay? All right. So next week then, provided that I get a response from everybody or most persons, I would love to push to the method of data collection. So please, people, step on the gas. Okay? Step on the gas and try to get it out of the way. It's not hard. Just give it 20 minutes out of your free time. Put together something and use the samples that I'm going to send to you in the group as a guide. I feel like you guys are going to do okay. Is it fine? Everybody's okay now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
All right. All right. All right. So now, before I jump into tonight's lesson, remember that I'm starting to do what is called the practice with me session, right? I don't really see anybody responding in the group, but I'm assuming that you guys maybe have it in your mind. So again, I don't trust my students to practice on their own. And I also think that students don't really know how to practice. So I'm taking the time out of my busy schedule and I'm going to structure a session where I'm going to come up with the questions related to the topic and we're going to have some fun for 2 hours, right? For 2 hours from 5 until 7. You guys can join me every Sunday evening for the rest of the term, where we're going to do a whole complete revision on what we have taught so far using advanced questions, past paper questions, that kind of thing. If you guys would like to make the payment, you guys can either DM me and I send you my personal account, or if you want to pay to the office at the school directly, that is also an option as well. All right. But if I have 5 persons, I just then me work with Sunday. Okay.
Sir, how much it is?
It's in the group. It's $400 for the session.
Oh, okay.
All right. So just let me know if you guys are interested and can we kickstart this because we need a whole revision. Remember that sometime next week is your test. I think it's either next week, Thursday or Tuesday. But we are behind by a week. So I think I'm going to push your test back to next week, Thursday. All right. So that brings us to the end of that segment of this class. Let us dive into what we're supposed to do for today. Last week, Tuesday, I'm checking back my login information. I think we were on the topic of algebra. Were we? Can somebody confirm if algebra was the last thing that we did? Can you look
So
in
it
your
was
books?
measurement, sir.
Oh, so measurement was also that would have been most likely a Thursday. Cause we never have no class last week, So that means that the last class would have been week before last week, Thursday, which was measurement. That means we're supposed to go to algebra this evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I have it on the screen here. Can you confirm that what we did in the algebra class was multiplication and division of algebraic terms where we added the powers and subtracted the powers? Can we confirm that?
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
can?
sir.
All right, so if that's what we did, then most likely then we are going to go to this topic here. I started it, I wanted to like do a video on it over there, but I never get the time, guys. I didn't get the time to do it. And I feel like there's some persons that might not have had the time to watch the video, so I say, you know what, let me just wait. All right, so there we have it, guys. Tonight's topic is going to be the distributive law in algebra. What is the distributive law? All right, are we ready? Everybody up? Everybody up? Give me a second, guys. Give me 1 minute. I am back. All right, so our topic for tonight, as you see me pulling up on screen here, the topic for tonight is where we're going to be discussing the concept of the distributive law in algebra. I didn't spell the word distributive correctly, but I guess you guys know what I mean. So the distributive law in algebra. All right, let's look at it by definition. It says that the distributive law basically explains the concept of dealing with parentheses and algebraic expressions. That's the basic overall idea. Now, what exactly is the distributive law? It states that any number or term that immediately precedes the parentheses must be used to multiply the terms inside the parentheses. That's as simple as what the distributive law is. But I'm assuming that you guys need an example. So, I know my style, I always start basic and then we just build it up, build it up, build it up. All right, so the first example then would be something like simplify, basic first, guys. Simplify 2 open bracket x plus y. And you're asked to simplify this expression, 2 open bracket x plus y. Now, if we can use our knowledge from the last class, when you look inside the bracket, you would see that we are not allowed, based on algebra, we are not allowed to add x to y. So if we're not allowed to add x to y, Mr. Pate, how are we going to proceed? We're going to proceed simply by using the number 2 to multiply what is on the inside. So we're going to use the 2 to multiply the x, we're going to use the 2 to multiply the y. So therefore, 2 multiplied by x is going to give us 2x, and 2 multiplied by y is going to give us 2y. Now remember that you're not allowed to add x to y. So therefore, your final answer is 2x plus 2y. Example 2. Suppose then the number on the outside was not positive. And what if it was negative? What if it was something like 3 open bracket a minus b? And you're asked to simplify that expression. Well, we already know that we cannot subtract b from a. So in this case, you're now forced to take the number on the outside, which is the -3, -3, guys, and distribute with what is on the inside. So you have 3 multiplied by A, I have 3 multiplied by B. So negative 3 multiplied by A is negative 3A. And watch now, ladies and gentlemen, you see the sign on the outside? It will impact the sign on the inside. So the negative on the outside is going to multiply the negative on the inside, and you're going to get a positive result. And 3 times B is 3B. Once again, you're not allowed to add or subtract unlike terms. So therefore, your final answer is negative 3A plus 3B. Everybody clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we look at positive number on the outside, negative number on the outside. Is it possible, Mr. Peart, that there could be a letter on the outside? Yes, it's possible. So example number 3 then, we're looking at the fact that we have something like, okay, give me a second, guys. Number 3. So looking at an example such as, let's say we are asked to evaluate or simplify, not evaluate, incorrect word, simplify A open bracket X minus Y. All right. Well, again, like before, we're not allowed to subtract Y from X. So the only thing we can do then is to take whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, but whatever is on the outside, not just what is on the outside, my guys. You have to take immediately what is on the outside to multiply what is on the inside. So A multiplied by X will give us AX, and A multiplied by Y will give us, not plus, pardon me, minus AY. A times X is AX. Remember, A times X is possible, but A plus X is not. A minus X is not, but A times X is AX. So A times X is AX, A times Y is AY. And that's your simplified answer there. So it's possible that a letter can be on the outside as well. Not only can the letter be on the outside, but the letter can also be negative as well. So let's say that we had something like negative, let us do negative X, open bracket, 3A, pardon me, So negative X on the outside, open bracket, 3X plus 2Y, something like that. And for whatever reason, you're asked to simplify such an expression. Once again, you cannot add 2y to 3x because they are unlike terms. So the only thing you can do is to take the negative x to multiply what is on the inside, and take the negative x again and multiply the next term on the inside here as well. So can anybody tell me, what is negative x multiplied by 3x?
Negative x squared.
Negative 3x squared. Why is there an x squared, Mr. Peart? Why didn't you not have negative 3xx? Because x multiplied by x is x squared. We come out of the topic where we said that if we're multiplying algebraic expressions that have the same base, we would add the power. So the power of the x on the outside is 1, and the power of the x on the inside is 1, and so 1 plus 1 is 2. But it's just a thing where math students just automatically know that x multiplied by x is x squared. All right? Now, the negative on the outside is going to affect the positive on the inside, because a negative multiplied by a positive will give us a negative. And so x multiplied by 2y gives us 2xy. All right, when we're writing down our answers, ladies and gentlemen, we always write the number first, then we write the letters in alphabetical order. All right, so it's okay to write 2yx, but it's a little weird because as mathematicians, we usually just write our answers in alphabetical. all right, and descending powers as well. So therefore, the simplified version for that expression would be negative 3x squared minus 2xy. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir.
So we're going through all the basics now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's combine them now. So what if it's a case where we have a number? Pardon me?
Sir, for the example that you was at a while ago,
Yes.
why is it that the x, 2xy, why is it that the x has to be first and not the y?
Alphabetical order.
Oh, okay, sir.
And it's not a case that it has to. You can write 2yx, but it just looks awkward to us.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. All right. So what if it's a case where we have a number and a letter that's combined together and that is on the outside? So that's example number 5, pardon me. So let's say that you're asked to simplify let's say that you're asked to simplify 3x open bracket 2a minus 6b, something like that. So you're asked to simplify 3x open bracket 2a minus 6b. Just to reiterate, you're not allowed to subtract the letter b from the letter a, even if it was possible, right? You can't do that because that goes against the rules of subtraction and addition of algebraic terms. So in this case, you are once again forced to take the term that is on the outside to multiply the term that is on the inside. So we're going to have 3x multiplied by 2a, then we're going to have 3x multiplied by 6b. So let's do that. 3 multiplied by 2, that's going to give us 6. X multiplied by a, you can write xa, but once again, ladies and gentlemen, we like to write things in alphabetical order. That's ax. All right? And then you have 3 multiplied by 6. So the numbers will multiply the numbers and the variables will multiply the variables. So 3 multiplied by negative 6 is negative 18. And x multiplied by b will give us xb. Remember, you are allowed to multiply terms that are unlike, but you're not allowed to multiply. Sorry, that's bx. We just break my own rule. Sorry, guys. Like I said, xb is still correct, but we prefer writing things in order. So that's 18bx. All right? All right? And therefore, we are not allowed to subtract bx from ax. Even though they both have an x, to subtract them, they would also have to have both an a or they both have to have a b. But we can't subtract those. So that is your expression there. Is it clear, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, wonderful. All right, good. So then, there's a tricky little example that, so before I actually go into the CSEC or the exam structured question, there's a tricky little example that comes up a lot. There's a tricky little example that I want to take note of. Okay? Tricky little example that I want to take note of. All right, so let's go to a fresh page, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to pay close attention to this one. Tricky one, you know. All right? So let's say that you're asked to simplify. So that's simplify. Let's say, in fact, you know what? I'm going to ask you guys to try it. And let's see what you guys come up with. All right? So 5 open bracket 5 minus 2 open bracket x plus y. Give it a try. It's okay to get it incorrect, but give it a try. Let me see what you guys come up with. Okay?
Hello? Excuse me, sir. Hello?
Hi, yes, I hear you.
I have the answer.
Oh yeah, just hold on to your answer. Let's give them a chance.
Okay.
Who is it that just mentioned so I can give you the chance?
First answer.
Okay, all right, Roxanne, I'll address you in a second. All right, so Roxanne, walk us through your thought process.
Okay, so first we're going to subtract 2 from 5.
All right, let
Hello.
me just do what you tell me. So so it's 5, so 2 minus 5, so that's going to be 3, right?
Yes, 3.
Okay, let me just grab a pen here. Okay, so that's going to be 3. Oops, sorry guys, this thing is on screen here. Why is it not erasing? Hold on. All right, anyways, I don't know what that's not erasing. All right, so I have, so you're saying that, so 2 from 5 is 3.
Then you're going to multiply 3 times x plus y. Yeah.
So 3 times x is 3x,
Plus
and 3 times y is going to be 3y.
Mhm.
Everybody agree with her? Is that what you guys would have done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Jordan, you disagree?
Yes, sir.
Did Roxanne break a rule?
Yes, sir.
What rule did she break?
You're supposed to work whatever is in the bracket first.
You're supposed to distribute first. So Roxanne, you can't subtract before you multiply, my darling. Okay?
Excuse me, sir. I
Yes.
know, but because I unlike terms, so it never makes sense.
No, you have to talk, my friend. You have to talk, man. Talk.
Oh,
You
we
have to
have
say-
to say.
Yeah, man. You have to say it, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. So you have to say it, man. You have to tell me what comes to your mind, you know. This page is giving me some. All right. All right. So okay then. So therefore, then let's go back to the question. So the question is 5 minus 2, open bracket, x. What was that? So yeah, x plus y.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So in this case, then, right? In this case, then, the reason why we cannot subtract the 2 from the 5, and I set it up like that because I wanted you guys to be tempted, right? You see, you cannot subtract before you distribute. So the 5 has to come back down, and then you're going to take the negative 2 and you're going to distribute it inside the bracket first. Like that. That's the temptation. So the 5 comes back down, and then you say negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and then negative 2 times y is negative 2y. And then that would be your answer.
Sir, you can look in the chat. Sir, I don't know if it's correct or not, sir, but you can look in the chat, sir, and see if it's still correct.
Let us see. Into the chat we go. Into the chat we go. Into the chat we go. All right, let us look into the chat. So I think it is negative 2x minus 2y plus 5. Negative 2x minus 2y plus 5. Let us see. Negative 2x minus 2y. Yes, it is correct. It is correct. All right, so the order in which you write down your answer is not incorrect. The order doesn't matter. It's a distribution. All right, Roxanne? And everybody else who agree? Huh?
Right, sir.
All right, good. I don't want to hear from my friend. Miss Stacy, they vote?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good then. All right, so that was the temptation, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get caught with that question, then, all right? All right, give me a sec. All right, then. So let's then say that we end up with an example where you're asked to simplify (3x minus 5), or better yet, 5x minus 3, open bracket, 2x minus 1. And you're asked to simplify that expression for whatever reason. So don't get tempted now, ladies and gentlemen, and go take the 3 from the 5x and say the answer is 2x, because we already know this, ladies and gentlemen, that you're not allowed to subtract terms that are unlike. 5x is an algebraic expression, 3 is a numerical value, so you cannot subtract them. So the 5x has to come back down, and then you're going to use the negative 3 to distribute inside the bracket here. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. And the negative on the outside will multiply the negative on the inside. You're going to get positive, and 3 times 1 is 3. Now, because they both have an x, 5x minus 6x is like saying I owe 6 and I have 5. So by paying the 5 x's that I have, I'm still going to owe an x plus 3. And that is your answer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So all of those examples that we just went through, ladies and gentlemen, are all the fundamental examples.
Sir,
Yes,
sir.
go ahead, Stacy.
Question. Could you explain why? Because the 5x, why you cannot use the 5x? Just explain that part
okay.
with the 2x. Sorry.
Oh, so you're wondering why we don't use the 5x to distribute?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to the definition that
Because
we have earlier.
okay.
It's stated in the definition here that it states that any number or term that what?
Hello. Sorry, somebody is something.
That word right there. That is capitalized. It states that, but it should be that.
Oh,
it states that any number or term that what?
Immediately proceed.
It has to immediately comes in front of the bracket.
Okay.
So you cannot distribute the 5x over the 3.
Okay, so it has to be the one directly beside the bracket.
Directly in front of the bracket.
Okay, all right.
All right. That brings up an important point, and I'm glad you said that because I might have overlooked this example as well.
Sir?
Yes, go ahead. Question.
So there are some students in the group saying that they haven't been let into the class.
No, because they're late, that's why.
Somebody said that they were waiting from past 5 past 7.
I don't know. Because I've been letting them in, so I don't know.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's say then that we're asked to simplify this. Let me see if we can trick you guys. Because I really want to get into the exam questions, but I just want to make sure that I clear up all these little tricks that might come up. Simplify this for me, ladies and gentlemen. 2x minus, open bracket, 3x minus 5. Simplify that.
Negative x plus 5.
All right, talk to me. What did you get? No, walk me through your steps too.
Okay, so first you multiply. Wait, 1 second. Okay, so the negative sign that is there.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, now I'm confused. Wait.
Tell me where you write down.
Wait, no, cause like I wrote it as a -1.
That's correct. It is correct.
It is correct. Oh,
Yes, it is correct. It is -1.
oh. I thought I was tripping. Anyways, so you multiply that by
So did you bring number the 2x?
yes, sir.
Okay.
So
And
you,
then it's a -1. Go ahead.
you multiply the -1 by the positive 3x, and that's
So you
going
get
to give you negative 3x.
correct.
And then you multiply that by -5, and that's going to give you positive 5.
All right. Are we done?
No, you're going to subtract the negative 3x from the positive 2x, which would give you negative x
Plus 5. Perfect. Wonderful. So the setup and the trick in this question, well done. Who is that person? I didn't get the name. I didn't get the name. Who was my student that was explaining that concept?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm saying I don't know the name. I'm not in the chat.
Oh, my name is Sabrina.
Okay, Sabrina. All right, so Sabrina, just explain, right? The trick in this question was the temptation that would catch some students, and I'm sure that it caught a few of you guys, is that you might be tempted to break the rule where I say you cannot distribute. Now, because you don't see a number right here, you guys are probably like, oh, you know what? I'm going to use the 2x to multiply here. You're bringing the 2x right over the -1. There's a -1 right there. But we're not going to put it there. It is expected that you should know that 1 is not a value that we write in algebra. So if you see a sign that is in front of a bracket, the sign without a number means -1 or +1 or whatever the case is. Okay? All right, so make sure you guys don't get tricked by that in the near future. All right, then. All right, so now that we get those out of the way, then simplify. Two open bracket 3x minus 4 minus 5 open bracket 6x minus 1. Anybody wants to take this one on? Because we have all the tools now, we know. Yes, go ahead. Who is this person?
Sabrina.
Oh, Sabrina, go ahead.
Okay, so you're going to start off by multiplying 2 times what is in the bracket. So 2 times -3x would give you, what -3x? 2 times 3x would give you 6x. And 2 times -4 would give you -8. Then you're going to move on to the other section, and then you're going to multiply -5 by +6. And
Which
that is going to give you negative 30, and negative 5 multiplied by negative 1 will give you positive 5.
Okay. Are we done?
Then you're going to group the like terms.
Okay.
So you're going to say 6x minus 30x negative 8 plus 5. Then 6x minus 30x would give you negative 24x. And then negative 8 plus 5 would give you negative 3.
Very good. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody's okay? Everybody understood what Serena was explaining?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I need somebody else to take on this next example. All right, so let's try this one. 3, oops. Simplify again. Simplify, oops. Handwriting is so bad. Simplify 3x, open bracket, 2x minus 1 minus 5 plus 4x, open bracket, 2x minus 7. Anybody wants to take that on? We're here to guide you now. We want somebody brave. I need a brave student. Don't do me that. Don't do me that, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. Don't do me that. Don't do me that. Not Serena again. We need somebody else. Come on. What happened?
There, me I look upon something, sir. So back.
Stacy?
Sir, I'm trying to figure it out.
Shall I go in the chat and take? No, I need somebody spontaneous. I don't want nobody to take that. More if you work it out with me. So if you make a mistake, we can correct it right there. We don't want you to think about it. Shall I go into the chat and text it from somebody?
Sir, I'll try.
The voice sounds familiar. Abigail.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Abigail. Hit me.
Okay. I think the first thing we're going to do is I think we're going to multiply 3 with the 2. So I think that would be 6. 6x. And then
6x or 6x alone or 6x squared?
6x squared.
I think so, sir.
6x squared. So the 3 times the 2 and the x times the x, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. Continue.
And then I think we're going to say I think we're going to put the subtraction and then 3 times 1.
Correct. That's 3.
And then
where's my x?
Oh, x, sir.
Continue.
And then we're going to move on and then put as the subtraction sign and then say 5 plus 4, which is 9x.
All right, so we remember that we cannot add unlike terms, so we cannot add 5 to 4x.
Okay, sir.
So the example that we were doing earlier, where we said that you have to distribute before you add or subtract. So that -5 would come back down, but what would you do with the 4x now?
Or we would multiply.
Ah. Yeah, so go ahead and multiply for me. 4x times 2x. What is that giving us?
8x.
So
So 4 times 2, Abigail, is 8.
8x squared.
And 8x squared. Good. Yeah, make her finish here, guys. Make her finish. Let her finish. Come, Abigail, let's go.
yes, sir. And then 4 times 7 would be 28.
Yeah, 28 alone or 28x?
28x.
Good. Are we finished?
No, sir, but I'm not sure what else to do.
Somebody want to finish it for her?
Would the 8x squared and the negative 28x would be in brackets?
They are unlike. One is squared, one is x.
So would you group like terms?
You would group like terms. So what would be grouped?
6x squared and 8x squared.
Okay. Come in. Screen jump out. Hold on, guys. So the 6x squared would be grouped with the 8x squared. And then what else would be grouped?
-3.
Negative 3x and what?
-5.
No, man. I'm saying x, you know.
28x.
So x squared with x squared, x with x, and number with number.
Yes.
So the 6x and 8x goes together. Sorry, the 6x squared and 8x squared go together. The -3x and the -28x goes together. And then we just don't have anything to put -5. So it just goes there by itself. Right?
So can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
Why couldn't you say 6x minus 3x?
Unlike terms. One is squared, one is not.
Oh.
Cannot subtract unlike
I
terms.
got you. I got you, sir. I just.
Right, so what is 6x squared plus 8x squared?
14.
14x squared. And what is -3x minus 28x?
$31x, sir.
Negative or positive?
Negative.
Negative.
And then the -5 comes back down. Good job. Little bit of a tricky one, but you guys are all right. You guys got it. All right, let's continue. We're gonna work on another one. You guys are gonna work on another one. We're turning up the heat, ladies and gentlemen. Simplify (5x minus 2 open bracket 3x minus 1). Sorry, 3x minus y plus 2y open bracket 4 minus 4 minus, ooh, what am I doing here? All right, 4y, 4 minus 2y. Spontaneous student. I don't want to give you enough time to think about it. I want you to do it on spot. Who wants to brave up and take a shoot?
Sir, I'm not sure. Okay, someone else.
No, you
No, man,
can.
go ahead. Who that? Kevin or Lawman?
Alarm.
Go on, Lawman.
Alright, so you got times the negative 2 by 3x. So that will give you negative 6x.
So the 5x comes back down, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the 5x come back down.
Right, so that's negative 6x. Okay, good.
Alright. Positive 2y. Alright, so you times the 2y by the 4 in the bracket.
Hold on, wait. I'm not hearing nothing about the 2 and the y. So after you times the 2 by the 3x, I'm not sure if I missed it. So you use the minus 2
hold
times
on.
the 3x, so
Hold on.
the 6x.
May I move too fast? Alright, so negative 2y.
Alright, so is it negative or positive?
It would be positive.
Good. Positive 2y. Good. All right, good.
Alright, so we work the next side now. 2 times 4,
8.
8,
Mm-hmm.
8y.
All right.
And then over the next side, you have 2 positive 2 times negative 2.
That's negative 4.
So that will be negative 4y.
4 what? Y alone or y squared?
Y square.
All right, what do we do from here?
So we calculate the like terms.
That's correct. Go ahead and group them for me.
So it look like they already group.
All right, they are. Very good. So go ahead and process the calculation then.
Alright, so this would be 5 subtract 6.
That is correct.
Alright, so I have 5. That will be negative 1 x.
Right, so do you want to write 1x or you just want to write x?
Just write x.
Negative x, correct?
And then we have 2 plus 8. That will be 10y.
That's correct. That's correct.
And then we just write back the negative 4y square.
Excellent. Good job. That is it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. That is it. All right. It's 8:19. You still can squeeze out 2 more. All right. And I like the fact that I'm not the one doing them. I'm just a shepherd in this pasture. All right. Somebody else who want another voice. Somebody spontaneous who can take on this one. Simplify 2x minus 4 open bracket x squared minus 1 minus x squared open bracket 6 minus
Sir, the equation so long.
I say, oh God, not do that. Not do that. Who's spontaneous? Ready?
Me. What
All right, go ahead. I don't know who is me, but me sound like she confident. Let's go ahead. Me so Jordan, your mic is unmuted. All right, go ahead, me.
All right. So first, we go times -4 times x squared.
The 2x comes back down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
X squared. Times, so -4. I got times -4 times -1, so that will be 4. So plus 4.
Correct. I was about to ask you.
Okay. Take away.
Mm-hmm.
So negative x squared times 6, so negative 6x squared.
Excellent.
What else? Oh, so and then negative x squared times negative y, so x squared y.
Positive or negative? Oh, shucks, me give it away
Positive.
already.
Yeah.
Judge. Aye, aye, aye. All right, good. Are we done?
For that part. So now we're going to group like terms. So 2x by itself.
All right, good.
So negative 4x squared and negative 6x squared.
Good.
Bracket, you gotta bracket them are.
Yeah, you don't have to, because you already put them in order, so that's fine.
Okay, so then positive 4 plus 4
Mm-hmm.
plus x squared y.
Excellent.
All right, now, so leave the 2x. So negative
Good job.
4, negative 4x squared take away 6x squared. That's our negative 2x squared.
Try again. Remember say, oh, you know.
So negative 10x.
That's it. Negative 10x squared.
Yeah.
And then there's no other terms to group, so just leave everybody alone.
Right.
That's correct. Beautiful. Well done. It is 8:23. We have one more. Stacy, are you may I say the best the last one now? Okay, you know, say I have vibes of the class, you know. So come in now, Stacy. I want a spontaneous response from you.
What a condition.
No, sir. I don't like how you sound. I don't like how you make it look like me a text it for you. I don't like how that sound. That's not nice. That is unfair. I don't like that.
No, sir, I was talking out loud, sorry.
Okay.
It's true. I still simplify.
Hey, hold on. I'm not done write it yet. This is the last one, guys. I'm not tired. Come on. Why are you doing this to me now?
That is.
All right. Boom, boom, boom.
There. Minus.
Hold on, this Stacy. Make that one, yeah. Make Stacy famous, you know.
4.
All right, go ahead, Stacy.
1 second, sir. Okay. All right then. So we'll times the 336.
Ooh. You broke the rule. Remember, so you're the one that confirmed that earlier.
Oh yeah.
Immediately in front of the bracket.
Okay. So you carry down the 3x squared.
All right.
And then minus.
What number is there in front of the bracket?
1.
Very good. So 1 times anything is the same thing, no?
Yes, so that's
So
6.
it's just a sign you're changing then.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. So minus times 6x is what?
Pardon?
Minus multiplied by 6x is what?
6x.
Minus 6x.
Oh, minus the 3. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right. So minus multiplied by 6 is minus 6x, no? And then minus time. You got me a while ago, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So basically it's the 1 there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's saying what is minus 1 multiplied by 6?
Okay.
Minus 6x, no?
Yes, sir.
And what is minus 1 multiplied by minus 4?
Minus 1 multiplied by minus 4, that's 4.
Positive 4. You have to give me the sign, Stacy.
Yes, 4. Minus positive 4, sorry.
Right. Continue. Moving on to the next side.
All right, so that's x again?
Is it x times, yes, it's x again. So it's x times x?
Yes, because it's 1.
Which is what?
1x, x.
So x times x is what?
X.
Try again.
1x, 2x,
Try again.
x squared.
Very good. Don't stop trying until you get it. That's how it is.
Yeah, and then...
And what is x multiplied by 5?
5.
Give me the sign, do you know? Very good. Positive. Positive what?
5.
5 what?
5 squared.
Try again. The x outside multiplies the 5 inside, gives together
what? 5x.
Very good.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You're supposed to get it wrong so you can get it right. That's how it works. All right. So are we done?
No, I think we're going to group them.
Okay, good. So what and what can group? What and what can go together?
Okay, so this 3x squared right here. So there's not another. No, so this is by itself.
Look good enough. Look good.
So you have to bring it up back. So the 3x with the x squared right here.
So the 3x squared, right? It has something else in there. Look for another x squared somewhere.
6x, the 6x.
Check again. Remember, see, you have to look for the one we have the square.
It's only the x squared.
Yes, so put it together.
So you
but
put
you say I group it with the 6x.
Oh,
so
no,
the 3x squared goes with
the x
the x
squared
squared.
first.
Oh, my bad. My apologies. I didn't hear.
Yes,
so
sir.
3x squared goes with the x squared, right?
Yes, sir.
Good.
And then the 6x and the
Is that 6x or negative 6x?
Negative 6x.
Yeah, don't forget your signs. Always bring your signs with you. Leave nothing behind. And that matches with what?
The 5x.
What kind of sign? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Right. Don't leave your sign. Carry your sign. Then you have the plus 4, right?
Yeah, I have a plus 4.
So what is 3x squared minus 1x squared?
2x squared.
Very good. Sound doubtful though. 2x squared. Yeah. And what is negative 6 plus 5?
Negative
Remember your own
1x.
Positive or negative?
You have a positive x.
Think about it. If you're 06, so you have 5, or you pay the 5.
Oh, sorry. So that would be 1 minus 1.
Negative minus 1x, right? Yeah. Minus x or minus 1x. Plus
a 4.
4. All right. You don't need to apologize for getting stuff incorrect. It's a part of the learning process. You make the error, so you're live, right? And you're making the error. When you watch this again, you'll be able to catch up back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is it. All right, so that is end of distributive property. We have another one coming up, but that's going to be called binomial expressions or expansion. So that's going to be our next algebra class. So I'll see you guys on Thursday so we can wrap up measurement, because I think that we need to go to the trapezium next. So that's Thursday, okay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't you say that you're going to stop on the measurement and teach consumer arithmetic?
Oh, yes, that made this right. Oh, yeah. So that's going to be thank you so much for reminding me. So that's going to be on Thursday. We're going to ease above the measurement and do a little consumer arithmetic. Okay?